Hello, everybody, and good morning. Welcome back to another morning stream here on the Den of Nerds Live. It's going to be a good one today. We've got a ton of juicy stuff to get into, a lot of nerd venging to get into for sure. I want to talk about new reports about Doctor Strange, multiple Doctor Stranges, variants of Doctor Strange, variants of Wong, and honestly, guys, like, if you look at what went on, like, on Reddit over the weekend and some of the stuff that we sort of covered on Friday, it has been a wild 3 to 4 days of a lot of different things to go over. So we're going to get into a lot of that. Now, much of this Doctor Strange happening right here comes from some Funko Pop leaks, but also some coverage done by Charles Murphy on murphysmultiverse.com. Okay, so we're going to get into that right now. Now, I do want to say, before we get into the content and we get into Q&A and a lot of other things that we're going to do during this stream, that there are just going to be morning streams for a little while here on the channel. It's literally just going to be morning streams, and that is going to be explained. I'm going to explain some of that in some streams today, a stream tomorrow. I'm going to do a Prime stream tomorrow. I'm going to do a Nerdvenger stream right after the stream today, right after hanging out with you guys on the morning stream. I'm going to go do a Nerdvenger stream, and then I'm going to hang out in the Diamond Tier Lounge, explaining a little bit more. I honestly feel like the people in the Diamond Tier Lounge, people that have been a member for 6 months or more, they should really get, like, the full explanation of everything that's going on. But yeah, for this week, guys, it's probably just going to be mostly streams in the morning with me until we sort of sort out what we want to do with the content moving forward, okay? So let's get into some of this stuff. No time to waste. Okay, so I'm going to mostly just be breaking down what is in this article here. And this is, again, this was done because of some Funko Pop leaks. I know some people out there are like, oh no, why has everything got a leak? Guys, it just does. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I want to, later on in this stream, talk about Black Widow's box office, talk about more of this box office stuff, because I watched Movie Math that Grace Randolph does, and I know some of you guys are like, Grace, you know what I mean? But she did a great breakdown of why the box office situation is so dire. One of the things that she didn't get into a lot, but one of the things that she did bring up is the fact that most audiences know the big spoilers or the leaks almost before the things come out, and there's no longer this big draw for things that maybe you're not as into to go actually see yourself. There's sort of this replacement going on of ancillary material and in community material and stuff that we do here on YouTube that is affecting the box office. Regardless, this was just posted 20 hours ago, okay? And we'll go through this whole thing, and then I want to sort of speculate on what it means, guys, okay? So it says here, new Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness Funko leak teases multiple Strange variants. It looks like a new Funko Pop list has found its way online that leaks some rather interesting new additions to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It includes a list of characters for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Hawkeye, and Miss Marvel. There's a fuzzy on my mic that's driving me crazy. There aren't many surprised in the Disney Plus list, but the Strange sequel has the most interesting teases. The list includes the known characters of Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Christina Palmer, Mordo, America Chavez, and Rin Tra. This is not all, as it also teases different variants of our titular hero and Wong. The list includes Sorcerer Supreme Strange, which I really hope I'm not going to have to tell Second Street Marvel Trinity that he was right about this, so let's just keep reading. Defender Strange and Defender Wong. The Defender naming could be a new costume, but the inclusion of Supreme Strange, who is to make his debut in the upcoming What If series, hints at him facing different variants across the multiverse. Instagram user Mario Bros 612 shared the leak. Okay, so let's go over the leak here, but I hope you're picking up on this. If you're not picking up on this, and this is, again, it's going to involve some things that we've been hearing and some reports that are out there. By the way, are we still up? Did Disney snipe us, or are we still up? Let me double check this. Okay, it looks like we're still going. Okay, so here's the deal. What appears to be happening is you've got the What If characters, okay? You've got Supreme Strange. That's like the name of that character in What If. Okay. And you've got Captain Carter. That is the name of that character in What If. So if we go back to some things that we reported on last week, or maybe even a week before that, Peggy Carter, and by the way, I was so shocked that this video didn't do better. It seems like people just either weren't that into What If, or maybe they haven't caught on to how important it's going to be. Captain Carter, is rumored to be in Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. So this would mean 2 different characters from the What If series are coming into the MCU, and they're going to be at least in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Now, as I said, there's a ton of different things going on in the world, a ton of different stuff to be getting into when it comes to nerd-venging. With regards to Marvel, there were 2 huge threads on Reddit posted that have extensive leaks for almost all of the shows. What I'm going to do is short breakdown videos on the regular Den of Nerds channel throughout this week. So look for those videos sort of sprinkled throughout, because I will be talking about them, but I'm not going to talk about them like in detail on a stream. I just want to do like kind of a short video. If you're into spoilers and leaks and you want to check it out, it might be real, it might not be real. Check that out on the main channel, but we're not going to talk about too much here. But there's some stuff in those leaks that also I think is quite real and indicates some of the plans that are coming. Okay, so let's just go over this. This is the list of them, right? So Supreme, it's supposed to be Wong, I believe. Supreme Wong and Supreme Strange, Defender Wong. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what it's supposed to be. Which teases a variant, of course, of Wong as well. Okay? And then you've got Clint Barton, Kate Bishop, and Hawkeye. Again, there's more leaks and stuff like that. So here we go. The inclusion of the dark version of Doctor Strange is a curious one. In a way, it makes sense he would join the live-action adaptation, as we did see a regular version of the character in the What If trailer. So the series and his upcoming film might intersect at some point, which also adds some credence to the live-action inclusion of Haley Atwell as Captain Carter, something we've spoken on. It's only been a few days since she was rumored to appear in the Doctor Strange sequel, so the inclusion of his What If counterpart adds more credence to this rumor. The film is set to release in March, and we might get a trailer before the end of the year that may finally hint at how much of the multiverse Strange will be facing in the upcoming movie. Okay, so a very, very crazy report, in my opinion. Okay, so now let's speculate a little bit. Let's talk about what this means. Again, it really is starting to feel like, and I know many of you are probably in agreement of this, it is really starting to feel like the WandaVision show and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show and Black Widow, in large part, had perhaps some elements that were removed to leave room for, you know, this new stuff, all this multiversal variant stuff that they kind of wanted to maybe keep on the low. Perhaps more of that was even in the other shows. I frankly think it was definitely going to be in WandaVision more, and perhaps even an explanation of the Ralph Bohner character was maybe going to show up in that show. But it was removed. And I don't know, man. It's just like right now we're in this weird place where we don't even have a Spider-Man trailer, right? We don't even have a Spider-Man trailer. They're sending out pops and toys of the Spider-Man stuff early, and we still don't have a trailer, okay? And it just seems like there's this really weird game of trying to hide all of this craziness, but we all know where this is headed. And for those of you that have been hanging with me for a long time, you know we've been talking about this since 2019. We've been on this for years. And it really does look like you're going to get that dark side version of Doctor Strange in the MCU. You know, the one that had the tragic love story with Christine Palmer. If you don't know anything about What If, I apologize, but there have been a lot of things out there about What If at this point, and there's a lot of excitement in the air around that show. And I think that this just shows, as you look at this, and you look at what's going to be happening with Spider-Man, right after Spider-Man, guys, the hype train doesn't stop. It's like right after Spider-Man, we're going to jump into the multiversal speculation about Doctor Strange. And then right after that, we're going to get into the speculation of the multiversal war and what's going on in Quantumania. Because Quantumania is filming right now as well. And so, I don't know. I mean, I guess, let me know in the chat, and we'll get into Q&A in a little bit. There's a couple other stories I want to go over. But I'm wondering, what do you guys make of this? You know what I mean? What do you think of this? Is the Wong that we saw in the trailer fighting the Abomination character, was that our Wong? Was that a variant Wong? How many variant characters are we going to see moving forward? And is it possible that some of the variant characters are going to replace the main characters? I mean, I see a very weird thing happening. You know what I mean? A very weird thing happening. We must also remember there is a multitude of MCU projects that have not been announced that Marvel is working on at a capacity that I don't think any other studio has the ability to do. Okay? All right. So we'll get into all that in a second. I want to get back over here, actually, and I want to talk to you guys about a couple other things that are going on. Check this out right here. Okay, again, we reported on this late last week. We reported that Vincent D'Onofrio, as the Kingpin, is coming back, and he's going to be in the Hawkeye show. And I know many of you were like, what the heck? That doesn't make no sense. Why would he be in the Hawkeye show? I think it's going to make sense. I think it's going to be connected to the Magi or the Magi. And I also want to say that a Nerdvenger, Mason, is really, he put something out on Discord on Friday as well, that, this came from the moderator team of the Marvel Studios subreddit, okay? And a lot of people were like, ooh, Reddit, ooh, whatever, and they can't, they don't want to take it seriously or whatever. And as I indicated in the video that last week, those guys are solid, man, and they have a wide network of people that they can bounce things off of and try to confirm, et cetera, et cetera. Vincent D'Onofrio liked a tweet reporting that he will reprise the role of Kingpin in the upcoming Hawkeye show. And I don't know if you've seen it, but I believe there are some photographs now floating around of this. And I believe it is confirmed he will be in episodes 5 and he will be in episode 6 of the Hawkeye show. And Brandon Davis also tweeted talking about how you'll get even more Vincent D'Onofrio after Hawkeye in the MCU. That tweet is now deleted as well. And as I said last week, and as I've sort of been kind of teasing out, I'm starting to think, ladies and gentlemen, that the Hawkeye show, although probably having a central plot of the passing of the torch, right, to Kate Bishop, will also involve variants. It'll also involve the breaking down of the multiverse. It'll also involve all the bizarre, crazy stuff that we think is just going to be draped over the tapestry of the MCU for a long, long time to come. And, we saw some comments made over the weekend by Oscar Isaac talking about Moon Knight and just how wild that show is. And I think even a show like that, I think it's fair game now with everything moving forward that a little bit of multiverse flavor will be probably on all of this stuff. And I'm really, really excited for it. And I think that the back half of this year and moving forward, oh man, Marvel fans aren't just going to be eating good. They're going to be like, it's an embarrassment of riches, what we're going to be experiencing. And it's only seeming to get crazier and crazier. You know what I mean? So I'm totally here for it. And let me go to the Marvel Studios spoilers subreddit here. Let's go over a few other things. And then I want to talk briefly about Luke Skywalker and Grogu. And then I want to get into Q&A with you guys, okay? So here's something kind of interesting. Peyton Reed announces Ant-Man and Wasp sequel is now filming. Quantumania, pretty freaking exciting. And man, what a cast. You know what I mean? What a cast. Look at this. I mean, this is going to be stacked, man. And of course, Jonathan Majors, we're all really excited to see what he does with Kang, seemingly Kang the Conqueror, which will be a different inflection and a different sort of take than He Who Remains. Charles Murphy is saying that Secret Invasion will be filming mid-August until December. And again, this is a big show. I know that, like, I think there's just a lot of hype on other things, of course, like Spider-Man, but do not sleep on Secret Invasion. I think Secret Invasion is going to be a very significant show. I think it's going to be pretty dope. We got some Venom stuff. We got the rap date teasing out here. Here's what I was sort of telling you guys about with these Funko Pops. This is wild, dude. Like, can you imagine getting Funko Pops for characters in a film before seeing, like, correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't seen anything for this movie, right? Like, I don't even think there's a teaser trailer. Do you know what I mean? People are getting this stuff in hand, guys, and it's crazy. And you know what? I actually want to speculate. We'll talk about the box office in a minute here. I want to speculate about that because, I do not know, man. I do not know about all this. Okay, so here's Oscar Isaac talking about the show.
Moon Knight. We're deep into it over here.
It's
been going great. It's going to be a wild show. And I'll be very excited to talk about it in the future. Oscar Isaac here. I'm here on the set of Marvel's Moon Knight. We're deep into it over here. It's been going great. It's going to be a wild show. And I'll be very excited to talk about it in the future. Oscar Isaac
Let's
here.
go,
I'm here on the set
dude.
of Marvel's Moon Knight.
Man, I was already excited for Moon Knight, like, to a large degree, but some of the just how the passion of this dude, like all those little videos of him like fighting and stuff, and he's doing like this really cool promotion for it, and then also too, I don't think you can underestimate just like if you look at Loki, right, and if you're just looking at what that show accomplished as an actor. And honestly, just as a brand, right? Like, I would be so excited for the opportunity to dig into a character like this in a pre-established world with an established fan base and really just show my chops. I've always liked Oscar Isaac. I have always thought he was awesome. And I am so glad that he's Moon Knight. Dude, again, we're so spoiled. And then here we go. No Spider-Man, No Way Home trailer this week. Lame. Freaking lame. It sucks. But apparently that's the truth. That's according to Daniel. That's some real shit. So we'll see. And Grace, I think, said also that we'll probably get a Venom 2 trailer before we get anything with Spider-Man, which is interesting. Okay, so now, I mean, I gotta talk about this. Okay, so Star Wars fans, buckle up. It's time. It's time to get into this. So, give me a second here. Let's zoom it in a little so y'all can get a really good view of it. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, here comes 1,000 of my words about this freaking picture right here. Now, the first thing that I think I need to say about this, ladies and gentlemen, this is an officially licensed poster. This was seen by people at Disney, by people at Lucasfilm, and approved. It is an officially licensed piece of promotion for, I think, the coming Mandoverse, Book of Boba Fett, Filoni-verse stuff that we've been talking about over here for so long. Do you remember how after The Mandalorian Season 1, you couldn't get a Grogu toy for 6 years? Or at least it felt like 6 years? That's likely because of things like this. Because of images like this, promotion like this. And by the way, this is not the first Grogu thing we've seen for the Book of Boba Fett, right? So as I've been saying to you guys since I heard it a couple of weeks ago, I've been told that Luke Skywalker will be returning in the Book of Boba Fett alongside Grogu. And honestly, we just did a video. If you missed it, we just did a video on Sunday talking about everything we know for the Book of Boba Fett. We were breaking down all the different reports, all the different things. I continue to say the craziest part of the Book of Boba Fett that not a lot of people are talking about is Luke Skywalker coming back. Okay? And what do we see in this picture? Like, what do we think is going on in this picture? Well, I think it's pretty obvious, right? This is Grogu's lightsaber. That is Grogu's lightsaber, and that is a yellow kyber crystal. Now, just one real quick little small aside here. Yeah, yellow lightsabers are my favorite. This is crazy to me, and I am super excited for it. And oh my gosh, if we get to see a little Grogu wielding a little yellow lightsaber, I'm going to lose it. That is epic as shit. It's pretty epic, okay? You see Luke's saber hanging on his side here. It's not Grogu's. Grogu's maybe putting this thing together. And what else do we know, just within the lore of Star Wars, about when a Jedi makes or constructs their lightsaber? It's a really big ritual for Jedi. It's a big part of becoming a Jedi and perhaps ending one's training. Okay? Now, we have no idea, or at least I do not believe we know, whether or not this image comes from promotion for the Book of Boba Fett, for Mandalorian Season 3, for Ahsoka, or anything moving past that. As I've been saying to you guys for some time now, Star Wars seems to be keeping things under wraps, not talking a lot about a lot of different things that are going on, but a lot of the reports, leaks, rumors, and speculation has been freaking crazy, dude. And this, to me, just kind of gives me the feeling that Luke Skywalker will, by the appearance in Book of Boba, or perhaps by some point within the Filoniverse, will have trained Grogu and taught him how to assemble his own lightsaber. Now, there's something else that I want to show you guys, and this was something that I shared on our Twitter just a couple of days ago, and it has to do with this very point, and it is very interesting. This is a report coming from The Direct. Lucasfilm has hired a VFX artist who gained recognition for his deep fake work on Hamill himself's Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian cameo. Let's see what's going on with this report and if it sort of hints at any of the things that I'm talking about with regards to Book of Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, etc., etc. So I'm going to just kind of jump down here. I'm reading this on The Direct. If you want to read the full article, go there. But I'm going to jump down here to the actual, pithy information. Reddit user Grandamac recently took to the platform to share the news that the talented deepfake artist Shamook has been hired as a senior facial capture artist at Lucasfilm. The popular YouTuber attracted notoriety last December after his improved version of Mark Hamill's Mandalorian de-aging went viral. If you'll recall, here's the image right here. Here's the image we got in The Mandalorian. Here's the image we got from this dude, way more like Mark Hamill, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many other fans, okay? He revealed the news in the comment section of his most recent upload, in which he digitally replaced Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne with Robert Pattinson in several clips from The Dark Knight. The artist confirmed joined ILM/Lucasfilm a few months ago in a role that has clearly been keeping him busy, as he hasn't had the time to work on any new YouTube content until now. Whoa, so there's another kind of thread to the story. He's been so busy working on Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett, I would presume, that he hasn't been able to do any YouTube content. Dude, I know what that's like. YouTube content's rough. Although he did confirm he has now settled into his job and will be uploading content more frequently going on. Here's what he said exactly. As some of you may already know, I joined ILM Lucasfilm a few months ago and haven't had the time to work on any new YouTube content. Now I've settled into my job, uploads should start increasing again. They'll still be slow, but hopefully not months apart. Prior to 2 weeks ago, Shamook's latest upload was in mid-March, indicating he was probably hired by Lucasfilm around the time as he previously released multiple deepfake videos a month. That is very interesting. In a reply to a fan's question in the comment section of the video, the viral deepfaker confirmed his role as senior facial capture artists. Online listings for similar jobs at Industrial Light and Magic division of Lucasfilm describe the primary focus of the role, significantly retargeting an actor's facial performance onto a CG character. Now, we have been talking about this for a long, long time as far as Luke Skywalker and coming forward. Now, here's the thing where I want to leave this sort of segment here, and this has to do with the fact that I've said before, and I sort of still feel this way, that Mark Hamill was not actually really shot for the deepfake performance that was at the end of The Mandalorian. And I've talked about this in many different streams and many different videos, but to me, this is actually a better way to do such things and a sign of the future of this kind of technology and how it will be used in productions. And we may well get to a place where actors sign not just to be in a movie, but to then have their likeness recreated digitally for that role after they are gone for some kind of money or residuals or something like that. The future is now, and if you look at the technology that's going on in The Mandalorian, things are about to get crazy. The other aspect of this, and I definitely want to know what you guys think about this, so I'll get into the comments here, and I'm also going to clip this out and put it on the other Den of Nerds channel, so let me know in the comments on that. But as I said, Luke coming back for way more of a role in the Filoniverse moving forward. It looks like the first go at how that would happen happened at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2. It would appear they are going to go the deep fake route with Luke Skywalker moving forward on Disney Plus and possibly even culminating in some kind of crazy big movie type appearance. And so I guess I just wonder, I know many of you wanted Sebastian Stan to get the role, and you were like, no, don't do the deep fakes, just I'll believe Sebastian as young Luke. Some of you guys thought, the deep fake stuff would never be good enough. Guys, they hired the guy, and I got to give credit where credit is due. They hired a friggin' YouTuber. There are other YouTubers out there that would take... Anyway, they hired a friggin' YouTuber that does incredible deepfake work. If that's not humility as a company, being humble and being real, I don't know what is, man. Like, you look out there, some dude on the internet's like, I can literally do this better. You friggin' hire him. I mean, that's genius. And again, I think it goes to show how important Luke Skywalker is to the future of what's going on Disney Plus, of what's going on with Star Wars. And I open up the question to all of you now. What do you make of this? What do we think about this? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section or in the chat right now. So let's shift gears. We're going to get into Q&A, but let's start by talking about this Luke Skywalker thing. I personally think this is awesome, but I acknowledge that not everybody feels the same way that I feel about these sort of things. And so let's see what's going on. Let's see what you guys have to say. We'll hang in the chat for a second about that, and then we'll get into some supers, and we'll call it a friggin' day over here. Again, I want to remind everybody, I'm going to do a Nerdvenger stream right after this stream, where I'm going to kind of explain what's going on, why we're not going to be doing evening streams anymore, why most of the content's just going to be me now. So I will do that in a Nerdvenger stream after this, and then I'm going to get into the Diamond Lounge, man. If you guys have been with me for a long time, if you've got a Diamond badge, I'm going to just chill with you guys for a second and tell you as honestly and openly as I can everything that's happening and where we're going from here. So, what do we think of Luke Skywalker? Emojo says, I don't care, just give me Luke. Yeah? Just get Sebastian Stan, says Clay. Yeah, see, there you have it. The actual, what I think is going to be a big, maybe not a big fan divide. I don't know. It's Star Wars, so it'll probably be very big. So, what do you guys think about it? I love the poster because of how involved Yoda was in helping the younglings build their lightsabers. So, see Grogu in caves. Yeah, that would be awesome, huh? And man, what a cool, I guess the question really is, and I see all the new members. You guys are incredible. Thank you guys for the support. I will knight you all in just a minute. I appreciate the love. I think for me, and this kind of goes back, and by the way, I can't wait to talk about this with Star Wars Theory later tonight. Over on his channel, we're going to do Nerd Theory, as we always do each Monday, and it's going to be a juicy one tonight, baby. We've got a lot to get into. I think for me, this kind of makes me think, and again, a lot of this is speculation. That's what we do, baby. But it kind of makes me think that the 50-year-old Grogu likely did have more training than we first realized, right? Ahsoka says it in the episode. He was trained by various masters, right? Now, I had assumed he was just getting like youngling training, right? But let's just say you were a human, okay? Let's say you were a human and you came in at age 5, and then you're getting like all of this training from ages 5 to 17. That's 12 years, right? That's like a fifth of the life of Grogu. If Grogu's really 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of makes me think like, dude, Luke didn't have to start from scratch with this dude. You know what I mean? He didn't have to start from scratch, you know? So that's pretty cool, man. And man, how crazy would it be to see Luke and little Grogu going to Ilum, finding the Kyber crystal. And again, come on, man. Like, you guys know, I love the yellow sabers. The yellow sabers is my shit. Grogu with a yellow saber? As though I didn't already love that little dude enough. You know what I mean? With Imperial occupation, says Trev. Ooh. Good point. Ooh. For Kuzkala says, I'm up for both. The deepfake can be good. It's where the industry is going. I mean, James Dean is going to be recreated soon. Yep. And also Sebastian Stan would be really good. The guy showed he can act. Yeah, for sure. I think it's a fair take. By the way, guys, I'm curious about something else. Put a 1 into the chat if you watched the new Masters of the Universe. If you watched the new He-Man show on Netflix, put a 1 into the chat. Paul from Heavy Spoilers should be joining the live stream tomorrow morning. And Paul and I are going to talk not just about that show, but about fans, the expectations of fans, and subverting expectations, and just that whole thing. You know what I mean? I feel like Paul might have a different take than me on it, as I continue to say that I think these studios are screwing up. And I personally think the He-Man show, while very good, was made in a way that just frankly excluded a bunch of old fans. You know what I mean? That's kind of my opinion on it. So I'm actually looking forward to cutting it up with him a little bit tomorrow, because we want to talk about, like, you know, The Last Jedi, you know, The Last of Us 2, all these different things, and sort of like, where's the line? You know what I mean? Like, where's the line? You want to do new things, but where's the line? And how should you treat old fans and new fans? You know what I mean? So we'll be doing that tomorrow. It looks like a lot of you guys have seen the show. Well, let me ask you this then. What did you guys think of the show? Was it good? Did you like it, or did you not like it? Did you think it was okay? Where are you at with that? You guys let me know. Put it into the chat. What is your feelings about Master of the Universe? You know what I mean? You let me know. Good. I loved it. Yeah. Okay. Meh, says Carl. Liked it a lot. It was okay. It was fine. I enjoyed the end. It sucks, says someone. Haven't watched it yet? Yeah. So, man, and I'll talk more about this tomorrow, but I'll give you the TLDR. The TLDR for me, guys, is that it's a acceptable show. Like, there's a lot that I like in it, but I couldn't get there with it. It just didn't. And I'm not even a hardcore, like, He-Man fan from back in the day. But to me, it was just so obvious what they were trying to do with this show. And it's literally just for a new audience. In my opinion, I think the show is catering to new people and leaving behind a bunch of OGs. And I don't want to give any spoilers away here, but we will talk about all of that tomorrow. It's going to be cool. So, yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, a lot of good stuff to get into to that. Okay, let me now find the ability to get into the supers. I'm going to get into the supers, and then I want to welcome all the new members, and yeah, we'll just hang out for a little bit, guys. We'll just hang out. There's so much content to do this week. Like, it's crazy. Like, Even on the day, I was going to take all of the weekend off from streams. I made that decision late last week because I was already like exhausted and beat up. And I know a lot of you guys are like, yeah, no, and then all the craziness happened. A lot of craziness happened. And I'll get into all of that later. But I also still did like 2 videos. Was going to do more if all the craziness hadn't happened while I was trying to rest. It was almost like, dude, this Nerd Adventure stuff, it is not going to let me rest. Like we are nonstop with craziness. So, okay, let's see here. Skunkus, welcome to the Nerd Vengers, or welcome back rather to the Nerd Vengers. Kristen Baker, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Golden Hercules 98, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Just Fred, welcome back. Brad Miller, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Welcome. You are a Nerd Venger now. Griff the Sith, very cool name. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers at the Nerd Venger Prime level. Maybe coming back, I don't know, YouTube, it looks confusing on my end. Pretty Nikki, upgraded 0 days ago to the Nerd Vengers Prime. Thank you so much for the support. James Morrow has just joined. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. And Mika Quinn, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers. Sometimes I know YouTube can like kick you out, and then like you're like, what the heck is going on? And then yeah. Okay, so let's just kind of get into some of the stuff that's happening, or some of the supers, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, Kendall Davis with a $5 hug says, my theory on Saturday was that Strange and Carter are going to be in the belly of Shuma. We see that in What If and meet our Strange once he is defeated. Whoa, that's pretty cool, man. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to check out what exactly he had going on in that video. That is pretty freaking interesting to me, dude. Whoa. Yeah, and again, just in general, man, What If, man. Oh, I'm so excited for What If. I can't wait. Watch Party's coming back. Gonna do a lot of videos on What If. It's gonna be a good time, man. Pretty Nikki, very generous $10 holla says, morning, Josh. Do you think that Sony and Marvel are afraid to release the trailer due to the box office lack of earnings? Do you think the movie will be delayed? Okay. Let me say this. And I'm so glad you asked that question, Nikki. And I'm going to expand on this right now, okay? I'm going to go in on this now. Grace just did a very good box office breakdown. Movie math. Her show. Movie math. I know many of you don't, feel whatever way you feel about Grace. I think she does good work, and the movie math has always been a great show. Go watch the most recent movie math. Go watch it. A lot of what I've been saying over the past year now about consumer behavior trends and how the theatrical experience and the entertainment industry is changing in front of our very eyes. And we're watching a bunch of dinosaurs scramble and try to get to higher ground. Okay? Right now, with looking at the box office, it does not appear that Black Widow will even hit $400 million, and that includes the Disney Plus Premier Access take. From what we're looking at right now, it will not even hit $400 million. Okay? Godzilla vs. Kong did more money than that, and it came out for free on HBO Max. Okay? It looks like Fast 9 is going to end up a little over 600, which is like the biggest take, but it is falling dramatically. And again, I do suggest going to watch the full breakdown that Grace did. But guys, you look at the numbers, it's horrible. There's almost no repeat business. They have a 70% drop off, and then it looks like even more of a percent drop off after that. It's like devastatingly bad. It used to be a thing back in the day where you'd be like, oh, I wonder how the second weekend box office is going to do. That's really going to show us how the box office is going to go. And guys, it really does seem like nobody really wants to go to the theaters, like compared to what it used to be. And the people that do go, they go the first weekend and then they're outie, bro. They're outie. And there's so many different reasons for this. As I've said, it's a cornucopia of cause and effect. It really is. It's a crazy, crazy circumstance. It's almost the perfect storm. In my opinion, the industry was already headed this way. It was already diminishing, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe was keeping box office theaters and this whole big money train alive for the past 5 years, in my opinion. You have this pandy come in right at a time when streaming and the streaming wars and the content on streaming services has elevated and elevated and elevated. Loki is better than Black Widow. Does anybody disagree with that? Let me know. Does anybody disagree with that? Put it into the chat. Does anybody disagree and think that Black Widow is better than Loki? Please let me know. Because I don't think there will be many people. Maybe there's some real people, like maybe some people that really love Black Widow. And maybe those people don't like Tom Hiddleston. Maybe. But from where I'm standing, Loki is one of the best MCU things that ever happened. And it's free with the inclusion of your Disney Plus subscription. So, let me just tell you this as a thought. Okay, and then I'll get on to the rest of the questions. I don't want to ramble too much on this. There could be something going on with Spider-Man No Way Home. And I will tell you this. If somehow or way, and I don't even think this is really on the table, but I'm sure that theaters and other people are terrified of this. If Disney and Sony decide to do something wacky with that movie, like a same day and date, like a premiere access release, guys, it is over for movie theaters. As far as I am concerned, Spider-Man No Way Home is the last great hope of $1 billion movie and in getting the whole theatrical experience to come back and be a thing for people. And if Sony and Marvel are sitting back right now and looking at the numbers and they're like, yo, we're going to need to bolster these numbers by doing day and date on Disney Plus, it's over for like it literally that will be the greatest knife in the heart of the current way, the current paradigm and the current way of doing movie theaters. Now, it could go the other way, and if it sticks in the theaters and people go to see it in troves, yes, it will give one last breath of life to the movie theater industry, and it is possible that Marvel has the draw solely to recreate some of that magic and to bring people back into the theaters. But you got to ask yourself this. What incentive is there really for Disney to do that? You know what I mean? I don't know, boys and girls. It's a wild, wild world that we live in. Quentin Lee says, buy them puppers some jerky, my man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the support. Kendall says, last theory, Kingpin tries to access the multiverse to get home, but ends up breaking it, bringing the villains for Spidey 3. Dude, that would be sick, and I'd love that, because Kingpin and Spider-Man, that's a really cool... And we've heard, like, Strife and the Spider Slayer may be a part of the film as well. So, dude, like, I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. Like, let's get nuts with it. You know what I mean? Scotty Hawks Holocron says, do you have any theories behind the yellow crystal? Rey, Grogu, is a Jedi teaching them to do this? Possibly Luke learned it. Ahsoka. I just think it's a yellow kyber. You know what I mean? That's just my take on it. I'm not really looking too far into that. Maybe it's something. I mean, if the Inquisitors... It's possible it's connected to the Inquisitors, connected to the old Temple Guards. Grogu himself was apparently saved, right? Around the time of the Revenge of the Sith. What if he was saved by a Temple Guard with a yellow lightsaber that died while trying to get him out of there or something like that? We don't really know. But I don't think it is... Yeah, I don't think there's a Rey thing going on there. But it's interesting. It's interesting nonetheless. Rashawn Zinnerman says... What if Hela and her forces help the Revengers beat Surtur? Your take. Yeah. So I think you're sort of referring to possibly this coming up in What If, which is on the table, and I think would be fantastic. But I don't know, man. Hela's a real strong character. We're starting to get to this point now where, like, if we're getting other Wandas, other Doctor Stranges, right? Other Hellas, other Ultrons, like, dude, it really is getting crazy. You're starting to realize why you might need a Guardians of the Multiverse. That's fantastic stuff, you know? So I don't know. I mean, I think that would be hella cool. See what I did there? So, yeah, there could be a lot of fun there, man. I appreciate the support. Christian Baker says, I'm just happy to get more Star Wars, so I'm down for anything. Let's get things rolling. Yes, let's get things rolling, as they say. Rolling. And let's see here. Matthew K says, without an actual actor behind the character, deepfake somehow feels kind of empty. It's okay for side characters, but I don't know how it will play for main ones. Okay, fair point. And let me just say one last thing on this. I've talked about this before, but human faces and the recognition of human faces is a very interesting thing. There's really weird, not only psychology, but neurology that happens with these sort of things where you will actually create neurons specific to different people in your life. So you'll create a lot of neurons for your dad. You'll create a lot of neurons for your mom. And you can see your dad and mom, you can pick them out of a crowd, and you don't even have to see their face because so much of their look is sort of instilled within your actual neurons. Look it up. It's really interesting, right? And so when it comes to Luke Skywalker, my thing has always been, it honestly doesn't matter how you get there if it feels the same. And if it fires those Luke Skywalker neurons, then it is a success. This is also something that you'll learn if you take animation classes. Because if you take animation and you try to animate frame by frame a person walking, and then you look at that in animated form, it looks ridiculous. You actually have to move and remove frames in order to make it look more naturally. Because what you'll find is a lot of what we think is real comes from the mind. It doesn't actually come from reality as much. So when you take animation, you'll learn about shooting on ones and twos, and you'll learn about animating stuff in a way that the human eye will perceive these lines on this flat image as though it were real. And it is not the same thing as mimicking what is there in reality. Interesting. Very interesting take. Kara Mirsky with a $10 hello says, love your show. Thanks for all you do for the channel. And you know what? I'm just going to spoil it right away. That was my mom. And I love you, Mom. And it was awesome to spend time with you on your birthday Saturday. So thank you for that. Kevin0326 with a very generous $20 hello says, I think Masters of the Universe was very well done. Excellent animation. Amazing voice actors. That being said, I didn't like the writing at all. Didn't care about all the old fans. Also, will there be a Nerd Theory tonight? Yes, Kevin, there will be a Nerd Theory tonight, and I'm very excited to be talking with Mr. Star Wars Theory about all of this juicy stuff going on. I saw he did a video on the Luke Skywalker poster as well. We're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to just geek out about some of the Book of Boba Fett things that are out there. There's a lot of fun stuff that we can talk about. So, you know, Kevin, I will tell you this. The thing about that show for me, and I want to, like I said, I'm going to talk more about this with Paul tomorrow. I didn't see the Clownfish video, right? I didn't see exactly what Clownfish said. But Kevin Smith came out and sort of said that rumors about the show not being about He-Man were false. Bruh, he fucking lied. Like, for sure. No way around it. He lied. It's not about He-Man. Which is weird. You know what I mean? Like, it just base level weird. You know? And I can't help but feel them trying to force this other thing into happening, while at the same time, the lore, some of the characters, it's so cool. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in the show. I just don't understand why it wasn't a He-Man show. You know what I mean? Like, I just really don't understand that. And I wish I knew more. And, you know, look, the last thing I'll say about this for now, I saw a thing where Kevin Smith, this was, I think, just a total, like, funny moment. Kevin Smith retweeted a positive review about He-Man and literally said, I've never gotten a positive review from these people ever. What a surprise, what a change. Dude, that should show you, literally case in point, that, like, people that don't really like you or your shit liked this show on face for weird changes you made. It just feels gross. Like, the whole thing feels gross to me. And again, that's my opinion. You probably have a different opinion. You know what I mean? I think Paul will have a different opinion about it as well. I just think it's a real weird thing, man. You know what I mean? It's just a really weird thing. And I wonder how it'll do. You know what I mean? I wonder how the show will do, if it'll get another season or whatever. You know, we'll see. Matthew Glasgow says, Josh, do you think that Disney Plus will release a Marvel and Star Wars show at the same time later this fall? Yeah, I do. I mean, maybe not this year, but I think eventually that will absolutely be a thing. I mean, unless Disney is like hella good at figuring that scheduling thing out, because Marvel ain't stopping, bro. Like, Marvel is not stopping. And Star Wars is trying to ramp it up as well, right? So Star Wars is trying to ramp it up. Marvel is not slowing down. Marvel does more production than, like, it's starting to feel like Marvel does more production than Netflix, frankly. So, yeah, there's going to be some of that. You know what I mean? Slow-Mo says, between variants and scrolls, do we know who is really who? We need a Secret Wars to sort this out. 5 days till Diamond. Streaming greater than theaters. Well, thank you for the support, brother. Can't wait to see you in the Diamond Lounge. We'll be doing a lot more stuff in the Diamond Lounge. I'm actually, like, considering this sort of change, like, my opportunity to, like, re-engage with the community, because I had so much on my plate that I felt like at the end of the day, or when I got done with stuff, I just checked out and I wasn't as engaged with the community. So I'm looking forward to more stuff on the Discord, more stuff with the Nerd Vengers. So that's going to be really fun. And yeah, I think it's a great point. You know, with the variants and whatnot, the Secret Invasion could be crazier than ever. You know what I mean? Crazier than ever. And I would love for some dark side scrolls to be coming from a different dimension or some shit. Whew. So hot right now. Quentin Lee says Black Widow was better. Prove me wrong. Damn. So here's what I'll say. And I think you're just trolling me anyway, Quentin. But hey, maybe you liked it. Black Widow was all right. But I just don't think you can argue with the numbers. From what I understand, Loki is the best, not just the best performing MCU show, it's the best performing original show in the last couple of years. This includes all the major hits. I believe, according to the Nelson ratings, it's been watched more than all those other shows. And it has way fewer episodes than most of those other shows, bro. That's crazy. So just look at the numbers on Loki, and then look at the numbers on Black Widow. So, Casey Watson says, glad to have you back. I'm enjoying vacation down in Florida myself. See you in the Diamond Lounge later. Take my money. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the support. Marcus Navarro says, I bet you miss minutes in what? Wait, what? I bet you miss minutes in From the What series. I'm not sure what you... There might have been a word missing there, brother. But miss minutes in the What If series, I think, is maybe what you're implying. And that would be crazy. What if Miss Minutes is the next Thanos? I don't know how I feel about that. Jared with the $5 holla says, my only canon answer is that Grogu bodied Rey and took her kyber crystal. Yeah. So I think what's probably going to happen is Luke will take Grogu into the world between worlds. And he's like, here's where our timeline diverged into corporate crap and away from the vision of George Lucas. And Grogu will be like, what? And Luke will be like, I know. What were they thinking? Unfortunately, Grogu, this girl Rey on this desert planet, we have to eliminate her to save the Star Wars franchise. And then, like, they're going to do a redo of The Force Awakens, but it's Grogu style. And he's going to come in super well trained, probably cut off Rey's head, you know what I mean? Steal the yellow crystal, flip off Palpatine, you know what I mean? And then call it a freaking day. So, yeah, that's all 100% confirmed, by the way. I wasn't supposed to talk about that, but Jared and his super chats made me kind of talk about it. So, sorry. Michael Smith says, these woke decisions are simple. White males already watch nerd projects. The diverse editions attract more diverse watchers than those it angers. Hey, I feel like that is, I believe it or not, Michael, like, I actually think some of that is true. Okay. And so, like, not to get too far down this rabbit hole, but you look at a company like Gillette, right? When they went to Woketown, I think it was a marketing move. I think they realized that they were going to have to go niche. They were already sort of hurting. And really, the new day and age of things is like, it is all sort of, hey, or love, right? It's really polarized, right? So I think with a company like Gillette, they look at it and they say, well, this is sort of a rebranding thing where we're going to stick our flag in the ground on this and really use that new identity to sort of garner maybe new following, new brand support or whatever, and consolidate that. I think part of that is true. I also think it's a ridiculous mistake. Like, I think it's a horrible mistake. You know what I mean? In my opinion. Because I think, actually, unlike what you're sort of implying in your super chat, it's not all white males that love the OG traditional shit. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it was just all white males that had a problem with He-Man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I sort of reject the framing a little bit of what you're saying, but I understand that may well be the mentality of these companies, if that makes sense. Tim Snuck, too, with a very interesting question here, says, did the emasculation in Loki bother you? It seemed like they were trying hard to denigrate men. Sylvie's only flaw is that she can't see her own perfection. Yeah, I totally disagree with that framing. Again, I think that I understand feeling that way. I did not see that at all. You know what I mean? Like, at all. I think, frankly, if anything, you could make the flip argument. You could make an argument, and I don't believe this, but you could make an argument that the show's actually denigrating women more than men because of what Sylvie does at the end of that episode. And I think really and truly, this is the mark of good writing and just a good show in general. All of these different interpretations are open for debate, and they're open for further interpretation and speculation. And I think at the end of the day, it's real character stuff. Now, look, I totally acknowledge we live in a world where everybody wants to fling their arrows. Everybody wants to pick which side of the war this content comes out on. I don't think all content exists in that polarized way. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the support, but I disagree with your framing. Baby Yoda's Escape Pod says, random question. After Cap returned to the Soul Stone, what did he receive in return? A soul for a soul, right? Well, that is certainly a question. And I think, man, you know what? Let's get into the chat just for a couple minutes here. We're pretty much done with all the supers. Let's see here. Heather, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Much love. Thank you for the support. So let's talk a little bit about this Cap thing, and then we're gonna get out of here, guys. I tell you what I'll do is at 11:45. Well, let's make it noon. We'll do a Nerd Vengers stream at noon. Just going over in a super professional way the changes that are going on with the channel. And then I will do after that a Diamond Tier stream as well. Okay? So let me just talk about this Cap thing. You guys let me know right now in the chat. I'm very curious. Yes or no? In fact, let's do a poll. Let's make a poll. Will we see Cap with Mjolnir? I'm probably going to misspell that, so I'm just going to put Thor's hammer. Hammer and the Infinity Stones in the MCU again. So will we see Cap with Thor's hammer and the Infinity Stones in the MCU again? Boom. Oh, and we'll do a Prime stream tomorrow. I see some people talking about that in the chat. I will do a Prime stream tomorrow talking about business stuff with you guys tomorrow, as we always do. So, look at that. And feel free to kind of get into the poll. Let me know your thoughts, guys. But, like, for me, I thought that Cap going into the time machine with Mjolnir and a suitcase full of Infinity Stones was a perfect thread to dangle for other crazy things happening in the MCU. Some of you have pointed out that with regards to the new animated studio that Marvel Studios has, it's possible we get that story told in animated form, either voiced by Chris Evans or someone that really sounds like him. I think that's absolutely an option for Marvel Studios, and I would love it. My personal feeling, though, is that exact dude will pop up at a place and time very important to the coming multiversal war, which I think is going to lead to Secret Wars or some kind of interpretation of Secret Wars. So, pretty crazy stuff, ladies and gentle beings. It looks like 60% of you say yes. We will see Cap with Thor's hammer in the Infinity Stones in the MCU again. Yes. Ooh, this is a tough one. David Easter says, Josh, Black Widow or The Bad Batch, which is better? Ooh. Well, we don't know how Bad Batch is going to end, right? So it's kind of unfair. I would say for now, Black Widow. Black Widow. That's what I say. Yeah. Multiversal implications, indeed. I'll get to that diamond spot soon. Oh, yeah, I know. And honestly, like, the thing is, guys, like, it's not meant to hide or to put stuff behind a paywall. That's really not what it's about. It's the fact that, like, dude, we have people that have been rocking with us for a year, or we got people that have been rocking us for 6+ months. Weird things are going on. I owe you an explanation. I want to talk as openly as I can about everything that's going on. And the diamond tier members, guys, they've put in the time. They've just been here. Like, don't, you know what I mean? It's a seniority thing. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but it is a seniority thing. So, all will be explained. But the diamond members and the amethyst members, they get a little priority. You know what I mean? So, no worries. Christian Baker upgraded to the Nerd Venture Prime. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. True. Only been around a year. Yes. Well, Trinity's been around for years. Years. Josh is both woke and based. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Is that good or bad? I'm not sure. You better love me. I mean us. Oh, yes. I have a lot of love for all the Nerd Vengers. For real. I do. For sure. Yeah. It's interesting, this, I wonder, and I really am looking forward to talking to Paul about this. I really do wonder, because, like, I consider myself, like, pretty open. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really go hard one way or the other in the culture war. Like, I'm usually right at home on that fence. You know what I mean? I'm right at home on that fence, baby. And to me, I saw, just being honest, the disliking of He-Man made way more sense to me than all the people standing it. Frankly, the show's not good enough to get stand just in general, in my opinion. Like, it's a cool show, but dude, no. It is not better than a lot of other animated stuff that's happening, and it damn sure ain't better than a lot of other cool shows that are happening. So you don't get to be, like, that's what I'm saying, is, like, I don't see it. Like, I just don't understand standing the show and standing Tila for anything other than your sort of dislike of what you appear to be the enemy, you know, or what you perceive to be the enemy, like man babies and anti-SJWs, right? So it's like, I don't think the show's good enough for me to be like, hell yeah, the show's so good that, like, dude, all the progressive stuff is not only fine, but awesome. Nah, dude, the show ain't that. So to me, personally, I fall more in the camp, and I think I just align more with the people that didn't like the show. I didn't love it. I thought Tila was okay. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But again, I totally get people feeling different ways about it. That's the thing. It's a beautiful world we live in with a lot of different opinions. Is Heavy Spoilers coming on this week? Yeah, Paul should be on the show tomorrow. And I'm also going to try to reach out to Rob from Comics Explained. We were sort of tweeting back and forth last week, but I had a very crazy end of the week, so I didn't really get a chance to talk to him in full detail. But I want to have Rob on, man, and I want to talk about Secret Wars and just some of the stuff that we think is happening in the MCU, because Rob is, like, legit. Rob is all the way legit, so. Let's see here. Ryan Carter says, keep the great content rolling with a very generous $10 holla. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That is awesome. Okay, guys, I think we're going to get out of here. I appreciate all the support today. You guys are absolutely incredible. Look, the bottom line is I'm not going anywhere. The content's not going anywhere. I actually feel like, although it is a little bit of a weird situation and it's not the best, I'm super not happy with how things went down. But the bottom line is there's so much nerd venging to do. And now that it's more or less just going to be me and I'm really just focusing back on the content, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to be doing a ton of fun content, multiple videos a day, maybe even multiple streams again. You know what I mean? We'll see. There's a lot of dope stuff that's going to be happening in the next couple of months and in the next couple of years. So thank you guys so freaking much for all the support today. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. So I'll just give a little stinger here, just for tradition. And I will just say that the support and the love and the understanding and the patience and all the emotional just outreach from everybody was incredible. And yeah, like we'll get through it and better things are on the horizon. And I just want to say that I'm going to do my best to be as professional as possible and not let any emotions, and I have a lot of them, affect the way I talk about things anymore. You know what I mean? Like, to be frank, it's not show friends. It's show business. So I'll see y'all soon. Much love.